And I would love to hear what y'all have prepared tonight.
So it is 6:19. I guess we will go ahead and officially start.
I'm exempt.
So welcome.
I've done my reading.
No,
I was like, bravo, that was a great one. Thank you.
But you will probably have to go first, right? So welcome to WMA's virtual Write Night. Fingers crossed, we're hoping to move this into face-to-face next time. Again, we're just going to keep monitoring the situation, but with this particular event, I think we might be able to do it safely. So again, just keep watching, make sure you're following our social media, which I know you are, and, sign up for updates. But either way, it's always great to get together and share what you guys have been working on. So do you want to go first, Dex, or do you want to take a minute?
I will let you start us off.
You will. So magnanimous. Okay. I will start things off. So I'm actually kind of low key. I haven't told too many people about this. I'm working on a one-woman show that's kind of chronicling the summer that I moved back home to Austin to take care of my dad. He was diagnosed with brain cancer, glioblastoma specifically. It's also why I'm learning ukulele so that I can accompany myself. I'm not playing ukulele tonight because I'm not quite ready for that. But as his caretaker, I kind of had the dual job of, of course, making sure that he's okay, but also being like the family cheerleader. And I'm the one that kept up the Caring Bridge site and trying to be really positive all the time. But I was also in a way kind of like the giver, if you've read that book, because I didn't want any of my family reading about glioblastoma because it is so bleak and terminal and awful, and I just wanted them to remain positive. So I kind of carried the burden of what was to come. So it was really kind of hard to be like this very chipper, upbeat, yay, everything's great, cancer warrior, and then like dealing with what I knew was coming sooner rather than later. And so really the show kind of is going to revolve around that, because I think a lot of times caregivers kind of keep themselves in the background just because we're not going through it, right? We almost feel guilty feeling like we're going through anything, but the reality is caregivers do. And, they often say an entire family gets a cancer diagnosis, and that is so true. So basically what I did was I was happy. And then I kept a very secret blog that was private. It was on WordPress, but like nobody read it. It was really just for me to kind of unload. And so I only wrote, I think, 6 or 7 entries because I really only let myself go down that path like once a week. And so that's kind of the basis, at least the foundation of like what my show is going to be about. So we'll start with the first entry that will be worked, and it has already started to be worked into the monologue piece. So I saw Dad's tumor today. Wait a second, let me back up. I'm not so good at this blog thing. My dad has cancer. He called me a few weeks ago to tell me he had a brain tumor. On the very Friday, my husband loaded our entire house into a 16-foot Penske truck, mostly by himself because he got laid off from the community college he worked at in Michigan. The arts and other essentials were dumped in favor of a new woefully inadequate athletics program. You're Michigan, eh? So Dad drops a bomb. My hubby hopped into the now loaded truck and made it to Florida in 2 days. The tumor is inoperable because of its location. So we unloaded the truck, flew to Texas to be with Dad before his biopsy. Biopsy happened. We waited 6 days. The biopsy came back. Cancer. Fast forward another 3 days or so, and I saw my dad's tumor today. It felt like I was in an underwater cage staring into the dead, kind of beady black eyes of a shark. I mean, I was terrified, but I was curious. Your first instinct is to look away, to shield yourself from the dangerous and horrific nebulous mass. But I couldn't look away. I had to face the enemy. And as the doctor took us through the MRI scans, I couldn't believe how absolutely predatory it looked, as if it were stretching and reaching out to touch any part of the brain it could with its murderous, misshapen edges. My father has a grade 4 glioblastoma. Google it. It's terrifying. Glioblastomas emerge from the glue-like tissue in the brain. They're aggressive, aka highly malignant, because the cells reproduce quickly. Toxic, sticky rabbit monsters. Although rabbits don't really quite convey the terror of this particular brand of cancer. Though let us not forget Night of the Lepus, giant mutant rabbits murdering everything in sight. But really, that's still too soft. There is no work of fiction, as frightening as my father's current truth. Glioblastoma is bad. His symptoms came about quickly. It all started, at least noticeably so, 6 to 8 weeks ago, maybe less. He couldn't remember where to go in the middle of his daily commute. He would forget several times a day whether he took his morning medications or not. Weight loss, fatigue, weakness. His steps are now wobbly and labored. His short-term memory continues to erode, and there have been blips of long-term memory loss too. Sunday, we celebrate Father's Day. And I can't remember the last Father's Day I was able to celebrate with him in person. Bittersweet for sure. We were walked through what to expect for the next 6 weeks. A rigorous schedule of radiation and chemotherapy, a poison pill every day and radiation 5 days a week, hair loss, exhaustion, nausea, more memory loss, headaches, possible seizures, and this is the treatment. Then a short 3 weeks break before at least 12 more months of chemotherapy begins, 5 days a week for 1 year, or until he can't take it. I'm not sure what that means, and I was too afraid to ask, but then again, maybe I was afraid because I do know what it means. I'm still adjusting to this new normal, and then I think, what the fuck do I have to adjust to? I'm healthy-ish. I mean, I don't have to endure a year or more of poison just to keep living on this planet, and that's just this round. Glioblastomas don't go away. You can't slow their growth. I mean, maybe you can slow it, but maybe even send them into remission, but they will come back. My adjustment period is nothing compared to my father's. And then he keeps apologizing for what he's putting us through. My father is a saint. I don't deserve him, and he certainly doesn't deserve this. And then there's this constant battle for balance, right? Where's the line between optimism and delusion? I want my father to be delusional. I want him to believe that this will be a piece of cake. I want him to believe that he will defy the statistics. I want to believe that too. But the realist in me has become the ugly little voice in my head that I cannot turn off. It keeps me up at night whispering 12 to 18 months. Sometimes it just repeats the word glioblastoma over and over again. There are so many things to be considered, plans to have in place just in case. But to consider the worst case scenario seems defeatist, right? And he's ready to fight, I am too, but still it has to be acknowledged that this will be a hell of a fight. Where's the line? Can't imagine what my dad's little voice is saying. And they say demons aren't real. Thank you. All right.
That's
All right, Dex, who's up? Dex or Carmen? Paper, rock, scissors?
The diva can go.
Excellent. Dex, that's you.
Know which one's
You have
the
a
diva?
nickname now.
Wait, what's
I
my
mean, really?
There's
name?
the girl with the lights.
We've got 3 here, but I already went, so.
Go ahead, Dix.
Alrighty. I've actually got 2 different pieces. I don't know which one I should start with. I don't know which one should I do. My partner is here. You know, okay. So I will start with this first one. I wrote this the other night. To be completely honest, I was like, shit, Write Night's coming up and I don't have anything to present. So I did the old put on some music, and it was like, God, like 4:15 in the morning. Been super loaded down with schoolwork and projects and, you know, the theater mood. But yeah, so I turned on this song and wrote this. And the song and title of this poem is called I Am the Antichrist to You. There is rain in this garden, falling sporadic, heavy on flat dead leaves, a sheen of mud, pools on stepping stones. This is a greenhouse where nothing grows. There stands a base in this garden, dull marble, aged and cracked, where a statue once stood. Garden paths lead, vascular and bare, to the neglected base. the epicenter of nothing. For those that follow and those that search, anticipation, hope, leading, as it so often does to broken pieces, a torso loaded with entry points, 2 arms grasping for something, slender legs sculpted and broken together, a head, features blank and lifeless as a corpse, and wings like an angel. Did you hear the story of the one who loved God too much to bow to man, and so was cast down to shatter, to break upon the stones, to plunge into the earth, to burn? The marble pieces splayed in the garden as hollow as the Creator's unconditional love. The statue, it seems, is not broken, but shed like an unnecessary armor, a serpent's skin leaving a mere husk. I left the pieces of her in the garden where nothing grows. I had no need for the chest that housed a weak heart, for the arms that grasped for heaven, for the legs that forced me to remain still, for the eyes that held such sorrow. I had no need for wings. Did you hear the story of the one who loved himself too much to bow to God? And so the cast was shattered, to break upon the stones, to plunge into the earth, not to burn, to ignite. That was my first piece. And then, I think I'm trying to make sure that this is the final draft. I submitted this to a magazine, but I think it was too much for the, it was a school magazine, and they were like, yeah, give us all your submissions. And I submitted it, and they're like, that's really dark. And I was like, hey, you know. I actually entered this into a poetry contest at Wallace Community College, though, and I got first place for free verse. So that's fun. So I know it's not terrible, or maybe it's not just not up to Auburn standard, but it's called Until You Saw Stars. Wake up, it's your anxiety. I need you, spread eagle and staring in misery at the popcorn ceiling, connecting constellations in the water-damaged beige like you used to with stars in the night sky, back when you would do anything to travel to infinity, unbound, untethered to see the stars, until you realized you couldn't do math, couldn't calculate the numbers on paper, backwards, warped and mocking, made worse by your anxiety to escape him. Your teachers, parents, administrators called you stupid, and stupid kids don't get to go to space. They don't get to see the stars. Wake up, it's your anxiety. I need you, shredding cuticles with teeth until they're raw, bloody, red, as you remember the one teacher that saw potential. He called you special instead of stupid, and in that moment, I swear you saw stars. He knew you saw numbers backwards. He gave patience to a broken kid, promised to tutor you, to help you, like a lighthouse in a violent churning sea of integers and equations you couldn't make sense of. Wake up, it's your anxiety. I need you, watching the stained eggshell above you blur, as dark lids slide shut over rapidly filling pools, remembering when the extra help turned into something more than understanding math, when being called smart turned into sweetheart, a word that to this day turns a churning sea into a churning stomach as you vividly remember his touch where it shouldn't have been. Wake up, it's your anxiety. I need you, finally relenting and sliding out of bed, restless and sick. I need you, standing on a shower spray so hot a layer of skin is stripped, but even 15 years later, 72 days later, you still don't feel clean enough. I need you, hyperventilating in the steam, your sobs stifled more than they were when his hand covered your mouth, as the only thing he ever really taught that 12-year-old boy was that he could only be loved by being used. I need you, dragging blunt, abused nails down your flesh back, as he once did. How else would everyone know you were his? How else would everyone know what you couldn't bear to say after 15 years, 72 days, 73 days, that he made you see stars? Wake up, it's your anxiety. I need you. Ooh, yeah. Second page, or next page. And that is
Thank you, Dex. Powerful as always. Appreciate you. Carmen, you ready, my dear?
Sure. Mine's a little bit of a contrast.
Good.
Brooke and I are
Great
like,
job, Dex.
Dark.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
we're just
By the
like,
way, I'm a therapist. I
raining.
can appreciate what you wrote there. That's pretty cool. Okay. All
I'm
right.
ready for some twinkle lights, so bring it on.
Well, I feel pretty much out of place right now. All right. This is called T. I knew it had to be her. I only saw her one time that I remember, but that short blonde hair was etched in my mind. I remember kindness about her. She was sweet. She was my mom's friend, and I knew it was her when I saw her obituary pop up on my Facebook feed. Now, this isn't about sadness or death. It's about my mom's friend with short hair in 1970 something. I'm still not sure exactly why we were at her house that afternoon. It was my mother and me, which would have been unusual because I had 3 older sisters. Maybe they were at band practice after school. I really don't know. But for whatever reason, I left the area my mother had told me to wait in and found my mother and her friend. My mother quickly told me to go back to where I was so that they could have grown-up talk. The image I saw has stayed with me my whole life. My mother's friend with her short blonde hair was sitting cross-legged on a neatly made bed, holding a cup of tea on a saucer, and my mother sitting beside her, also holding a cup and saucer. My mother was not a tea drinker. Surely she was drinking coffee. But there she was. There they were, 2 absolutely grown women sharing grown-up talk on a bed over pretty cups and saucers. I was mesmerized. How elegant. How grown. What could they possibly be talking about? What if they spill their tea on that bed? What if they break those pretty cups? Oh my, to be an adult and to do such an adult thing as drinking tea in teacups on your bed? As an adult, I've still wondered, what were they talking about? You see, I saw my mother in such a different light during that brief vision. For once, my mother was a woman who needed a girlfriend's ear. Or maybe she was the ear, or both. I thank that sweet lady for giving me this memory, and she probably had no idea she did. Thank you for sharing tea with my mother. You have no idea how much we needed it. Rest easy, dear one.
I love that.
Aw.
Oh, that was so great. Yeah. Grown-up talk, right? Little did we know that it's kind of the same thing we did when we were teenagers.
Exactly.
I think it's going to be fancy and sophisticated, but at least mine's not, but you know. I love
The
that.
legacy though, because now it's literally called like spill the tea.
Mhm.
I know. They were before their time.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. All right. Carmen, did you have another one or was that it tonight?
That's probably it for tonight. Let's see. Let me make sure. You know, I'm
You're
a
teasing
songwriter.
us with the keyboard.
Yeah. Let's see here. Give me just a second. If anybody else says something, that's awesome.
I'm just listening.
You're just listening. Okay.
And I think Robin is too, although I don't know. Robin. Oh, she's saying no.
Maria,
All right, I'm just going to do this one off the cuff.
Right, do it. Yeah.
Okay, this is probably going to end up being a song. So bear with me. I just pulled up a lyric that kind of looks like a poem. So if it's inappropriate, I'm very sorry. It's called The Sound of Rain. It's one of those nights when I'm alone in our bed wearing my favorite pajamas, wrapped up in the blanket you bought because it reminded you of me, your little Afghan hippie. I wish you were here, but you're not. Work has you out late again. So it's me and my thoughts, and the rain's falling again. I love the sound of rain when there's nowhere to go. Every drop hitting the pavement makes me miss you, though. If you were beside me, I'd lay my head on your chest. Our cat doesn't understand my melancholy distress. She lays on my lap and stares up at me like I'm some oddity. I wish you were here, but you're not. Work has you out late again, so it's me and my thoughts, and the rain's falling again. I love the sun to rain, but there's nowhere to go. Every drop hitting the pavement makes me miss you, though, and I do miss you so.
Perfect for this rainy night. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
So great. Well, next time you'll actually have to play the song so we can hear the
I
melody.
could do that, but I mean, I'm trying to spread my wings. I'm a songwriter, so that's my, that's my area of comfort.
Right.
So doing this is very different.
Well, we love it, and we're so glad you're here.
Well, thank you.
Excellent. So again, hopefully next time it will be in person. Dex, you need to drive down. You and Oliver can stay at my place if you want to. That'd be
I
fun.
absolutely am about to drive down.
Right now, come on. I've got the guest bedroom ready. And that way you can also make Oliver actually share too, since he has not signed up yet.
And that'll be May 20th, right?
What, Laura?
Will that be, I think that's no, wait, I said May 20th, but that's third Thursday. We're moving to second Tuesday.
That's right.
So that will be May 11th. May 11th.
May 11th. Yeah.
Will Dave be home?
No, almost, but not quite. So
Jerry, lean in for a second. I'm trying, Jerry. Okay, this is my husband, Jerry. That's Dex right there.
I can't hear.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's Dex. And he
Almost
was the
at War Dam.
Enterprise High Wildcat. And also War Eagle. He was the Enterprise High Wildcat too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I just wanted to show you. All right. Good night, everyone.
good night. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's great to see you.